is my first video for runningonmymind.com, and I recently posted up a picture on Instagram about a new pair of shoes. Got a fair few questions on them. It was a little bit different, so I thought put together a quick video just to give you some information. So this is not a shoe review, I'm no shoe expert. It's just talking about the model really, a little bit of information so that you can go and find out more info if you can. So the shoe in question is by Atreyu, which is a Texan company, started up last year, so they're relatively new, and this is the base model. You can see it. That's not my description, that's the actual name of the shoe, and I think that really goes to the simplicity of the company and their model and ethos, which is one of the things I liked about them. So in terms of shoe review, which this isn't, it has EVA foam on the bottom. It's a nice chunk of foam, and it's almost a one-piece mesh on top, with very little kind of overlays only around the laces to keep it a little bit stronger. These are super light shoes, so they're approximately 20% lighter than my Endorphin Pros, which is crazy. Obviously there's a little bit less to them, but that makes our turnover very quick and easy. They do come with quite a thick but soft foam insole. I swapped that out. I prefer the Superfeet carbon. It works well for my feet, so for me that's added a tiny bit of weight, but not a whole lot. So still super light shoe. It's also nice to feel like you're actually wearing a normal shoe, compared with these super stack heights that we get where you're going to roll an ankle every time you're trying to avoid a pothole. It's got a bit of a brushed feel to the inside, so it is almost like wearing a sock. I wouldn't wear them sockless, but you maybe could. And there's really not a lot of structure to the shoe, as you can see. So very simple and basic. So in terms of what I'm going to use these for, I run about 100 kilometers a week at the moment, so kind of middle distance. 3 easy runs, normally an interval session, a tempo run, and a long run. And these really have kind of fit into my rotation in terms of those easy runs, but also a little bit of the intervals, tempo, and long runs as well. I've run up to, I think I did 25, so a half marathon in these. They felt fine. I'd probably go for something a little bit softer if I was going to run further, but I guess that's up to you and your individual feet preferences, but they can certainly do a bit of anything. In terms of wear, the sole is made to kind of show wear. It's a bit like tires on a car, so you can see when it's worn out. These have done about 100 kilometers so far, and there's very little wear at all. As you can see, there's a ton of tread left. You can see across here a little bit of markup, and obviously that's where I tend to strike the ground most. So that's actually kind of useful as well. If you're not sure how you're striking, you can kind of tell that from the shoes. In terms of pricing, that's probably where it gets interesting for most people, and it's kind of what caught my eye in the first instance. So these cost me $55 US. It's crazy these days, right? And so the reason for that is that they actually offer 2 methods of purchase. So one is as a one-off purchase, as you would from a shoe shop. They're only available online from atreyurunning.com. And as a one-off purchase, they're $75 US plus postage wherever you happen to live. The method I went for was the subscription method. So for $55 US, you get a pair of shoes, and in 2 months' time, you get another pair. And so the idea behind that is, you wear them, they wear out, and you replace them, rather than having a pair of shoes that has, 20 different types of rubber on the bottom to make them last longer and all that sort of thing. So it keeps it simple. It's a disposable shoe, which all shoes are really, but it's made to be worn out, and then replaced. And so I'm estimating that within the 2 months, I should probably put, as part of my rotation, about 300 kilometers on this pair of shoes before the next arrives. And so we'll see. But, at that price and that distance, they're pretty good value. With postage, so these came to about $120 Australian, shipped. I believe there was an email recently that they've worked on some cheaper shipping for international items, so the next pair might be slightly cheaper, but I'm not super concerned about that. If you happen to be injured or something happens within that 2 months, you can defer the next pair for a couple of months. So essentially you'd have it for 4 months before you get another pair. And after you've bought 2, you can cancel the subscription at any time. So there's no real financial risk. You're not locked into, a 20-year contract or anything like that. There are 8 different versions of color of this shoe at the moment, which is crazy, plus a one-off at the moment, just for single sale only. And before your next purchase, you can pick which color you want. So I think I've got a white and pink color coming next. Don't know, I went for something completely different. As an added bonus, this is something that I probably wouldn't feel that stupid wearing around town as a casual shoe once they're worn out. I do wear Hokas a fair bit, and it's not something you feel particularly cool about heading out. One other very cool thing about Atreyu is that they now have a carbon racer as well for the high price of $100, which is awesome value. It's pre-order only, it sells out very quickly, and the next one is running for June. So if you are interested, head onto their website, sign up, and you'll be first in line for that. So that's about it from me in terms of information that I wanted to share, just to give people the heads up on this shoe, because I think it's definitely worth looking at. It's a really cool idea. I like the business model, I like the colors and the shoe itself. And if you have any questions or queries, feel free to leave a note in the comments and I'm happy to get back to you. So that's it for now, and back to running. Peace.